when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Take one more, Chris, come on. That's right. Oh, Lord, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. All right. All right. Good morning, Unity of Tampa. That nice little number for you guys to march on into, right? Thanks to Chris Myers. Wonderful to have the whole band back again this Sunday, right? That's right. It's pretty lonely up here last week without a couple of these guys. Nice to have Michael Hilson back. Alvon. Me? I'm back. That's true. All right, guys, we're going to stand and sing our welcoming song. It's Come On In. You guys stand up with us? Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. For the other ways with open arms, He's calling out your name. Come on in. Welcome home, you are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in, come on in. You'll find a place of rest and illumination where God within you helps you to light your way. He knows the peace you need from the hurt you're feeling. He longs to hold you and to wipe your tears away. For the doors are locked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in. Well, there's room enough in this home of love for someone just like you. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, come on in, come on in. Yeah. Happy Sunday. Happy New Year. Thank you for being with us, Unity of Tampa. You guys may be seated. We're going to just read you guys some announcements and get our service underway.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Very good. Hi, I'm Suzanne. I'm your platform assistant this morning. It's glad to see everybody. And what a wonderful music band we have. Thank you so much. All right. Do we have any new visitors today? Raise your hand. Okay. Very good. Very good. You are entitled to a free gift. David will give it to you in the back of the room, a T-shirt, and some flowers, I believe. Yeah. We have many announcements. The people who are here in person today, you can get them from your Sunday bulletin. And anybody watching on Facebook, you can go to our website. And if everybody in the sanctuary could please turn their cell phones off. Thank you. Masks are highly recommended when we're gathering in groups, but that's your choice. We have an event coming here to Unity of Tampa next Friday, this Friday, January 7th at 7 p.m. He is supposed to be an excellent musician. David Friedman is here, and he's going to have a book signing. He's written a book, and he's going to entertain us. And it's $15, either a pre-sale or at the door. But if you're interested in buying tickets now, David has those tickets in the back of the sanctuary. He's holding a sign-in sheet. Very good. Thank you, David. Okay. Course of Miracles resumes with Gilda as our facilitator, but we're going to do it on Zoom now. And this is going to start on January 13th, Thursday night at what time? Do we know? 7 p.m. So look forward to that. She does a wonderful job. And our good friend Julie Baum is going to have a vision board workshop in person in the social hall on January 15th. And you can see her to sign up. And there is a suggested love offering of $35. But it's supposed to be an awesome workshop. On January 9th, and I read these backwards, that's okay. We're going to have here right after the service a remodel reveal. We're going to see three-dimensional plans to remodel our premises here, and members will have a vote on what we want to do with the youth education building. And we also have some more events happening. On January 23rd at 11 o'clock, we have award-winning singers and songwriters, J.D. Martin and Jan Garrett. And they plan on delivering their presentation during our service. That should be wonderful. Okay, do we have any birthdays this week or today? Raise your hand. Woo, Julie. She's getting younger. Anybody else? Oh, okay.
Let's sing Julie and any of the folks at home happy birthday, shall we? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God loves you. Happy birthday to you.
All right, very good. Thank you. Okay.
I want a hand for Suzanne. So Suzanne didn't read those backwards. We gave them to her backwards. She was just being polite. You know, what can I say? You know, it's a lot to organize on Sunday. So look at all of you showing up on Sunday. First Sunday you've been to church all year. I mean, really think about that. Your first Sunday at church in the whole new year. I want to read this before we get started. I received a letter from the spring, and many of you know we delivered to 3 families at the spring and provided all of the gifts for all of the children and the moms. And this is what they wrote. It says, "Dear Unity of Tampa, thank you so much for participating in this year's Adopt a Family program. Each year, the program provides holiday magic for so many families in Hillsborough County that have experienced domestic violence. With your support, more than 250 people will wake up to a holiday surprise this year. While the most important thing is that these families are safe, your generosity allows them to celebrate with a sense of comfort and normalcy. Your gifts show them that there is a community cheering them on. As they rebuild their lives, your gifts prove that they are not alone. Thank you for making magic happen for these families. With gratitude, Katie Barrier, Director of ELF Services. Isn't that wonderful? And as I mentioned last week, we delivered over 150 gifts this year, not just to the spring, but to the community. And the most important thing to remember about the spring is that these are all children who had normal lives that were taken from their homes with their moms and put into places. It's not like they never knew what it was like to have something. So then to be displaced in a new place and then not have Christmas is heartbreaking. So what we did gave them a lot of peace and hopefully brought you peace in helping. I also want to just say thank you to our Facebook audience who has supported us every year now and is growing, and we're grateful to you as well for all the feedback you provide. And I especially appreciate the emails I receive, so thank you. Let's join together in saying our affirmation, and let's say it for the first time like we really know what we're doing, okay? There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And I want to read today's daily word, which is clarity. And it says, time spent communing with God gives me clarity. When I gaze toward the heavens on a moonlit night, I expect to see twinkling stars and constellations. But if I use a telescope, I can see details with much greater clarity. This example could describe my spiritual life as well. I may go about my day mindful of my blissful feelings and kinship with all the people. These things and more are the fruits of my faith. I feel the presence, but I find clarity during times of intentional contemplation. When I meditate upon the truth, I feel the presence of God fill my consciousness and touch my heart. This clarity informs my thoughts, words, and actions, bringing my faith to vivid life. And from 1 Corinthians, for now we see in a mirror dimly, but then we will see face to face. Now I know only in part, then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. It's a good message for us today. And with that said, we will turn it back over to Elliot and the band for I Release and I Let Go, correct?
That's right. Because we're kind of still in that New Year's mood, you know what I mean? So, releasing 2021, that's right. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I find that if I'm struggling just to make it through another day, I've got to let it go. I let it go. And this is what I have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and I'm free. It's open wide. Yes, it's only up to God. There's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, it's only up to God. All right, thank you, Unity of Tampa. I gotta say, I appreciate that you guys knew what to do, because that intro isn't as clear. Thank you for kind of just letting me get through that.
Well, it was awesome. So thank you guys. Hello, I'm Piper with the Youth and Family Ministry. I don't have the daily word for today for the children, but I do have the affirmations. We're going to be talking about resolutions and how doing stuff for other people can be just as rewarding as doing stuff for yourself. So today, I have two since I don't have a daily word. I trust my future to be positive. My mind creates my reality, and I choose only positive thoughts. Yeah.
I just want to say to everybody that we are going to keep Piper on. And Piper is going to take over the director role for us in Youth Ed. And we will be sending her to school through Unity to go through the program, and she's a willing participant, and we're very proud of her. And I also want to thank Melanie. Melanie, stand up. Melanie has stepped up as our second teacher for now. We're still looking to hire someone. But Melanie is beloved, and we're very grateful to both of them for helping us with such an abrupt departure when Emma got her job in New York. So this has been a real blessing, and we're very grateful to you. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
That's wonderful to hear, Nancy.
I know,
That's
isn't
awesome.
it?
Thank you, Piper. We're going to
Yes.
sing the kids out now, shall we? I am walking in the light, in the light, in the light. I am walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
You know, it's funny how things work out, right? Divine order. You know, we were all so nervous, not knowing what we'd do, and it just all fell in a great place. I have awesome stories today for you. I want to thank Jeffrey for this first one. This is a great story. It's been going on 2 decades, but it just resurfaced for a number of reasons, and I want to share it. Jerry Wendell wanted to become a father his whole life, and he sadly struggled to adopt a child in the United States. So he read a magazine story describing the life of orphans in Cambodia, and he knew then that he wanted to adopt a child in Cambodia. So he contacted the officials, soon received life-changing news, and in June of 2000, he was informed he had been approved to adopt a child. So he flew over to Phnom Penh, Cambodia, where his future son Jordan had been living in an orphanage since his birth parents died. Jordan had scabies, was suffering from malnutrition and other severe infections, and at 2 years old weighed 16 pounds. So Jerry, determined to save this young boy's life, brought him back to Florida and nursed him back to health. Well, when Jordan was 7 years old, he had a dream to be in the Olympics. His passion for the game caught the attention of famous diving coach Tim O'Brien. Jordan entered a special diving program and started achieving his first successes. At that time, he met the Olympic gold medalist, LGBT activist Greg Louganis, and in fact, he was called Little Louganis because of his talent. After 3 Olympic trials, first at age 13, then at age 16, he achieved his dream at 15 and qualified for the men's platform diving event. He now plays for the United States at the Olympics, and in his heart, he'll always be representing Cambodia. He has the Cambodian flag tattooed on his arm so people can see it when he dives. Well, then the father-son duo celebrated their story in a children's book titled An Orphan No More, The True Story of a Boy. The book features a rooster who was always told that he couldn't become a father, and then a duckling entered his life, and despite their different looks, the two would prove that where there is love, there is family. Isn't that a beautiful story? And the second story is from Bobby Lopez. Thank you, Bobby. And Kathy Johnson, thanks for getting these ready for us. So this is the most creative idea. We keep talking about these people with simple ideas. This woman owns a salon in Orlando and Winter Haven, and it's called Salon Ashante, and she decided to put a park bench in the center of her salon, in the middle of the salon, to draw people in to put things on that bench for the homeless. So she said she had a vision. The vision that God gave her was to put a park bench in the center of her salon and invite people to come in and give. And she said they donate jackets, blankets, non-perishable food items, toiletries, handbags, shoes, you name it. And she said the donations this year were through the roof. Usually she makes a delivery in November. This year she made 2, one of them being on Christmas Eve. And she said because of the outpouring of generosity, those struggling with homelessness were not forgotten, especially during the holidays. When we take the generosity of our community and match that to those that are in need, it's Christmas every day. Yeah, both really very special stories and good reminders for us that it doesn't take much to do good, right? All right, let's get ready for meditation with Shirley the Presence and with our wonderful leaders carrying us through.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
So we pause now and take a few deep breaths and truly take in this moment in time. Relaxed, letting go of all the busyness this past week has been, and just relaxing into this moment, knowing that you can see God on every face in this room. And just listen to these words that I'm going to share, taking in what is right for you. As I enter this new year, I let go of all thoughts that no longer serve me. I release the past and begin anew. Letting go of perspectives that no longer serve me. I create space to receive the amazing good that God has in store for me. And I affirm that my best is yet to come. As I gently let go of what is behind me, I forgive anyone who has created pain for me. But most importantly, I forgive myself for anything that I continue to revisit over and over again. I even forgive myself for any thoughts that have created doubt, fear, or insecurity. It's a brand new day and a brand new year. And I start this year with a full heart, open to the universe, a loving heart. Knowing that I am a divine child of the most powerful being in the universe. And nothing can prevent my good from coming forth except me. When I get out of my own way, I am a powerful being beyond my wild imagination. A divine spirit that shines a light everywhere I go, bringing peace and harmony to all I interact with. Doesn't matter what the person is going through, what they believe in, or even what they think of me. What matters is that my most genuine self is always present. Transparent, kind, loving, and good. Because I am of God. When I invest my time in myself, my spiritual good comes forth so much easier. Placing spirituality as my foundation for everything I do in life. My memories serve as a reminder of the good that I've done in this world, the contributions I have made, the compassion I have shown, and the love I have experienced. So I rest in the silence for a few moments to allow my highest good to come forth and to count my blessings. It is in this silence that we are renewed. Every moment a chance to clear our thoughts, renew our thinking, and empower ourselves. And with our hearts and minds centered in peace, we come back to this place and time knowing we are at peace. I want to begin today by reading a message that Luis actually sent me. It says, "Good morning and welcome to Flight 2022. We are prepared to take off into the new year. Please make sure your positive attitude and gratitude are secured and locked in the upright position. All self-destruct devices, pity, anger, selfishness, pride, and resentment should be turned off at this time. All negativity, hurt, and discouragement should be put away. Should you lose your positive attitude under pressure during this flight, reach up and pull down a prayer. Prayers will automatically be activated by faith. Once your faith is activated, you can assist other passengers who are of little faith. There will be no baggage allowed on this flight. God, our captain, has cleared us for takeoff. Destination greatness. Wishing you a new year filled with new hope, new joy, new beginnings. Stay blessed and welcome in 2022. It's a really interesting message. And it's a really great reminder of what we don't want to take forward and what we do want to take forward. But you know, with the start of a new year, we start having this glimmer of hope this sense that we need to think about how we want to embrace the new year and how we find in promising ways setting that stage for ourselves. Now, I would say collectively, and maybe even individually, but let's look at it collectively. We probably have similar lists. Hopefully, a deeper understanding of God and greater spiritual enhancement is at the top of our list. Second on our list, hopefully, would be health, wanting the best health for ourselves in the new year. And third, collectively, we may all have happiness and joy on that list, living life at that happiness and joy at a soul level. Now, from there, we may start to envision what our lives might be like in different ways. So, for example, what do we want to experience in the new year? What would we want to repeat, if anything? What do we want to take with us? And ultimately, what do we imagine the journey looking like? Now, hopefully some of you reflected upon all of this yesterday, maybe even Friday. But the bigger question for us is, how do we want to show up in the new year? Who do we want to be seen as? What are we willing to share of ourselves? How will things be different? Before we can figure anything out, we have to look at our current perspective, the reality of what our current thinking is. So I want you to think for just a moment about what perspective you have right now about what your journey in life is supposed to be. What does it look like? Is life for you just a series of experiences? Happenstance, whatever is meant to be just happens along the way and this is what you experience? Or are you a part of what that creative experience looks like? Are you a co-creator in the process, or are you a victim of the circumstances you face? Are we just supposed to stretch our arms out to the universe, look up at the sky and say, you know, here I am, God, let it be? Are we supposed to go, here I am, God, let it be, and oh, by the way, here's what I'm after? Which is what most of us tend to do, right? Oh, yes, we're releasing and letting go, but oh, by the way, we're still holding on. It can be really confusing sometimes to figure out what our role is. It's really easy to figure out your role with other people. Oh, I know what role I need to play with this person. But it's so different to think about what our role is in our own life, especially those of us who really believe there is a higher power. Because then we're caught between what is up to God and what is up to us. Well, if we are of God, there's nothing up to anybody outside of us. We're co-creators in the process of understanding that what is for us is present to us. But not everything is meant to be fixed by us, except for ourselves. If we are not the best we can be to ourselves, we are no good to anyone else. If we are not healthy in our consciousness, we can't help anybody else. If we are not healthy physically, we cannot help anybody else. If we are carrying around all kinds of judging thoughts, we cannot help anybody else because we are still judging life. That means we're judging ourselves. Now, I've read this poem to you in the past, or this message, but I think it's always appropriate at the beginning of the year to think about it. It's called The Train. And it says, at birth we board the train and meet our parents and believe that they will always travel by our side. As time goes by, other people board that train, and they are significant, such as our siblings, our friends, our children, and maybe even the love of our life. However, at some station, our parents step down from the train, leaving us on this journey alone. Others, too, will step down over time, leaving a permanent vacuum. Some, though, will go so unnoticed that we don't even know they vacated their seats. This train ride will be full of joy, sorrow, fantasy, expectations, hellos, goodbyes, and farewells. Success on this journey consists of having a good relationship with all passengers, requiring that we give the best of ourselves. The mystery is that we do not know at which station we ourselves will step down, so we must choose to live in the best way. Love, forgive, offer the best of who we are. And it's important to do this because when the time comes for us to step down and leave our seat empty, we should leave behind beautiful memories for those who will continue to travel on the train of life. Now, while I've always liked the entire message, there are three particular statements that I think really drive the whole message home. The first is that success consists of having a good relationship with all passengers on the train, not just picking and choosing. So you know that customer service rep that you just chewed out when your gift didn't come over the holidays? That person's on the train too. The second thing I really find important is that we have to share the best of ourselves with everyone we encounter and learn to love and forgive. So we have to be our best, which means we have to make an investment in ourselves. And third is that in doing both things, having built good relationships and giving the best of ourselves, that we leave behind beautiful memories every day, not just at the end of our life. So let's just start with the idea of good relationships, okay? Good relationships, are they two-sided, one-sided, maybe a mix of both? You can only have a good relationship when you are being your best self. You can't force other people to be in a relationship with you. You can't force reciprocation. You can't force kindness. You can't force people to act the way you think they need to. But you can be your best divine action. Is spirituality a foundation for your life? Does it serve as the foundation in your relationship with others in spite of what their beliefs are? You know, when I was growing up, there was a thing about, people who went to church were fake in church. Because when they went out in the parking lot, they were rude and disrespectful and sometimes drove off in angry ways. And I remember growing up and thinking, are church people special people? Because, they're in favor, God's favor. And then I learned over time that everyone was in God's favor. And that the way we acted had nothing to do with whether we went to church or not. When we're here, this is our place to get our lessons from each other. This is our place to commune with each other and make sure we're supporting our spiritual family. But we're only part of the piece of this entire community. Right outside those doors, all the people we helped this year had nothing to do with our spiritual community. But we helped with loving hearts because we want to build good relationships with the community as well and be examples of divine light. But in order for all of that to happen, we have to see through our spiritual eyes. And that includes seeing ourselves through our spiritual lens. When you see yourself through your spiritual lens, you don't see your flaws. And when you see the rest of the world through a spiritual lens, you don't see their flaws. You see their heart. You see the eyes of God looking back at you. And you recognize that you may have a place in that person's life that you don't even know exists. We have to be focused on our path first and not the path of other people in order to be our best self. And that doesn't come from saying, oh, I think I'll go to church on Sundays and I think I'll read once a week. It requires us being diligent every day in our life to be our best. One of the easiest ways to identify what our best looks like, and I mentioned this on Friday night if you were here for the Burning Bowls ceremony, is think about the people whose paths you have hurt. If you want to know where to begin on helping yourself, who have you caused pain to? Who have you hurt? Who have you said unkind things about? And in what way have you left suffering in this world? And then there's all the good we've done. Where's all the good? How do we look at our lives? Do we look at our lives in terms of the good that we've brought about? Or do we look at our lives in terms of flaws or lack or what we need? All of us have done good in this world. There has to be memories that you want to carry forward in your heart that are not painful to you. It doesn't do any good to carry the pain around. It just doesn't. Building good relationships is about letting your divine light shine regardless of what someone else is doing. It's about being fully present to other people when they're with you. Being fully present, listening. Letting them know you're there, even if there's nothing they need from you. And it's also about navigating the trials and tribulations of life every single day without letting it impact your light. Whatever you're facing, your light is still shining and allowing you to lead the way. When your divine light gets dim, you know it. You reignite it, you renew it, you breathe, you give yourself some space, and you bring yourself back to that place of being a light for others and a light for yourself. And when you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, you don't see the problems. You see your light shining back. In every situation we face, we can be the instigator for good, and we can be the peacemaker. If we're the instigator for what's not good in this lifetime, then we are only going to end up with nobody around us. Because you cannot be an instigator for negative things and expect people to still want to be in your presence. It's very difficult. So if your days are filled with thinking about what everybody else in the world should do and not you, then you may want to rethink that. This one didn't do that. That one isn't grown enough. That one should be better. Well, this one has that problem and that one has this problem. How about we just focus on ourselves? Trying to make ourselves the most divine people we can be. And hopefully that has some kind of positive impact. We can build peaceful relationships. We can experience positive memories. I want to also encourage us this year to think about our relationships here with each other. Who do you want to build a relationship here that you don't even know? Who do you see every Sunday that you don't say hello to? How many people walk in this building and out the door and no one even connects with them? Not because we're looking for anything, but because we want people to feel welcomed. If they don't feel welcomed here, where will they feel welcomed? If we don't do that here, what does that say about us? Individually and collectively, we can choose to move into this new year with the intent to do something good, or we can become victims of our life one more year. It's like Duncan and I were talking about before the service started. We can't do anything about COVID, Delta, Omicron, nothing, except care for ourselves. Wear your mask when you're around everybody. Protect yourself. Take care of yourself. And pray that the world is going to heal. That's what we can do. We don't need to sit around talking about how the world's a mess. I saw a friend of mine had a baby, new grandchild, and said, welcome to this crazy world. Well, it's not what I would say to a new child. How about just welcome to a world that will love you and be there for you and guide you? I also want to encourage everybody, and no, she didn't ask me to say this, but I want to encourage everybody, if you've never done a vision workshop, go to Julie's workshop on the 15th. If you don't own a vision board and you've never done one, you will find it very empowering. And most importantly, I want to encourage everybody to set intentions and affirm desires from a spiritual perspective and a divine mindset. For example, if you're saying from a human perspective that you want to be financially more prosperous this year, if you approach that only from a financial perspective, you won't gain anything. It's just stuff. But if you really want to be financially prosperous, think about that from a spiritual perspective, an abundant universe waiting for you to bring your talents to it. And when you bring your talents and you share your passion, the universe supports you. It's not just about what's in your bank account. Every new year is a chance for us to rebirth ourselves, and this one is no different. Let's take a look at today's lessons. If you want this new year to add to our legacy, then we need to be willing to, one, establish good relationships with everyone who rides our train this year. Focus on our efforts, our words, and our actions. Number two, bring out the best in ourselves and others. Live from a place of divinity so we can lift ourselves and others higher. Number three, be graceful in our actions as we navigate our experiences. Glide through each day with a reflection worth remembering. Our affirmation today is, I envision my highest good coming forth. Let's say that together. I envision my highest good coming forth. And I want to end with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. I love this quote. Write it on your heart that every day is the best day of the year. Let's take that in for a moment. So we pause and give thanks for the gift of our divinity, the opportunity to shine our light, the chance to make a difference in this world through our words and our actions, the chance to support others, and to know that every single day we spend the entire day bringing our best self forward in gratitude for the gift of this life. Amen. If you have a prayer need, we have a prayer box in the back, and there are prayer cards behind your seats. Please feel free to share your prayer needs, and I promise we'll get them to the chaplains as we do every Monday. I also want to thank everybody for their generosity. We had an amazing year last year, and I affirm that this year will continue to support us as we do amazing things on this campus. I can't wait for next Sunday to share with you all the good that's going to happen. But as we've been doing for this past 6 months, I want to encourage us to say our prosperity prayer together using we, and when you're home alone, say it every day with I. We have faith in God as our instant, constant, abundant supply and supplier. We have faith in God to open ways when to the human sense there is no way. We have faith in God to guide us in all our ways, and our health, happiness, and prosperity are assured. Thank you, God, for your abundant good now flowing forth to meet our every need. Amen to that. And I want you to listen to this awesome song by David Roth. I want to thank Chris and Michael and Alvon, and of course our leader Elliot, Duncan up in the back, David for helping us, Michael, and of course Jeffrey, thank you for helping us today as well. And I'll leave it to you.
Thank you, Nancy, for a wonderful talk. Great talk to start off the new year, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the year for making changes. This is the year for moving on. This is the year of overcoming. This is the year for growing strong. This is the year for a new way of thinking. This is the year for making plans. This is the year for reaching out. And this is the year for holding hands. Gone are the lonely nights of yearning. Gone are the dark and cloudy skies. All of the unsteady bridges burning. All of the doubt and all of the lies. This is a chance to recapture the power. This is the time to end the fear. This is the moment, the finest hour. This is the year, this is the year. This is the year that I put into action all my desires and all of my means. This is the year that I follow my passion. This is the year of my dreams. This is the year for letting go of trying to change the ones I love. This is the year of turning over. This is the year I look above. This is the year that I take my intention, turn it away from distraction and talk. This is the year I take a step, and this is the year I walk the walk. This is the year that I put into action all my desires and all of my means. This is the year that I follow my passion. This is the year of my dreams. This is the year I make it happen. This is the year I follow through. This is the year I move ahead on all of the things I want to do. This is a chance to renew my commitment. This is the time to be conscious and clear. This is the moment of living fully. This is the year, this is the year. This is the year. This is the year. This is the year. All right. Thanks, guys. 2022. Wow. We're going to sing our peace song now. Oh. Grab the words for myself. I don't know. I'm sorry. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
love you.
Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is great. Thank you for coming today. And if you don't know somebody here, make sure you stop and say hello. Thank you. God bless you.